Okay, 1, 2, 3, deep breath. That's it.
That wasn't too bad.
Good blood return.
Hi. Just checking in. I'm all hooked up. I absolutely love my nurses. Donna and Carrie are amazing. They sat here and talked to me just about life in general for like a solid 45 minutes, and even got recommendations for appropriate lube and a book called Sex with Cancer, so that's fun. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like anything right now. I got in trouble for not eating a big enough breakfast, so I'm eating snacks and we're just hanging out, so.
Yeah, thank you. Is it working? Can you see it?
Yes, see it.
All right, there you go. Now that
It
little
does.
light will turn to green, and that will continually flash even through your clothes or off the wall in your room. It'll make you crazy.
All right, perfect. So, I am home now. Blaine and Cannon came to pick me up, and I just feel beat up. Like the Neulasta, whatever thing on my arm didn't feel too bad, but the injection in my stomach, the Zoladex pellet, that hurt. They gave me steroids and anti-nausea medication, so that's definitely helping to make me feel human right now. So I'm just gonna take it easy, try not to overdo it, and I'm going to work tomorrow, I swear. This is not my finest hour. When I got home, I felt pretty good. They really pumped me up with steroids and anti-nausea medication first before giving me the adriamycin, which is the red devil, and then the Cytoxin was another hour. And then they injected the Zoladex pellet, which is a hormone blocker, tricks my pituitary gland into thinking that my ovaries are operating the way they're supposed to, while my ovaries actually go to sleep, and it protects my eggs. And put the Neulasta, it's like an implant injection device where by this time tomorrow it will have injected me with medication that wakes up my bone marrow and tells the bone marrow to make more white blood cells to replenish my body from that the chemo is depleted, to help my body fight infection. And it's just a lot on my body. I think I felt good earlier, like I said, because of the prednisone, but it's starting, I don't know if it's just wearing off now or if it's just catching up with itself, but I started getting a headache around maybe 4 o'clock, and I took a nap. I don't know how long. I feel totally different now that I just woke up, and I was even dreaming like about not feeling well, and I can't put my finger on it if I feel nauseous or if I'm just exhausted, where like your whole body just hurts, but it's not like excruciating pain. It's just like somewhere in the middle of the pain scale, and it could be somewhat emotional too. My body's just in shock, and I'm just tired. And food is weird, like smells are a little bit different right now, but this is a salad that we have all the time. It is a very spicy dressing. I think I'm a little afraid to eat it because if I do get sick and throw up, I don't really want to know what this is like coming back up because it is spicy. But it's something that I love, and like, it's a beautiful salad. Usually I would be totally stoked on this, and it's disappointing that I don't feel that way right now because I am hungry. I do need to eat before I can take my meds. And so it's just gonna take a different level of mental toughness that I have not had to exercise to this degree before. and just kind of a learn as you go kind of thing. The salad is not your fault. You did a great job. Good morning. So the most frequently asked question is, how am I doing? I am tired, I'm groggy, I'm emotional, got a wicked headache. Kind of feels like a really terrible hangover, and I may have gotten in a bar fight last night. I've never been in a bar fight, but what I imagine that would be like. I also woke up to like almost 50 DMs and text messages, and I just want you guys to know, if I'm not responding to you, it's not because I'm trying to be an ass. It's just, I have people that I haven't talked to in years that are literally checking on me every day, and I'm sorry, but I have a hard time keeping up with my close friends and my family at this point. So it's nothing personal. I appreciate the gesture, but your updates are probably going to come like from here, because it's the best that I can do. John and Amy dropped by today. Brayden was on a call, so he didn't actually talk to them, but they dropped this off. Kick-ass grasshopper. They are unbelievable. They've sent me 2 cards in the mail too, but whoa. I am alive. I feel better today. Still don't feel great, but I'm at least upright and going for a walk, getting some vitamin D. And yeah, it's really the only update I have right now. Just trying to get through these first couple of days after chemo, and I hope I bounce back before I go to work tomorrow and try to get back to normal life. I'm gonna need 5-day post-chemo me to remind 3-day post-chemo me that chemo ain't got shit on me. That's all. I feel great for the first time in 5 days. Got a room with a view. Meeting with the plastic surgeon to talk about reconstruction. Joy. Saturday was definitely my hardest day. I got up and we walked the dogs to the park, and like I just sit down when I got there because I was just tired and kind of dizzy. It just feels like you have absolutely no energy, and just really, I was really nauseous, but not in a way that I've ever been nauseous before. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Do you feel hot or cold, or do you have any of that weirdness?
I have already started having hot flashes, and they usually come at night. The Neulasta had a really delayed response too. I ended up with, that's the white blood cell count one that was on my arm. It actually it can cause bone pain, because it's basically stimulating your bone marrow to produce more white blood cells to make up for all those that the chemo just zapped. So I had a delayed response. It was several days later than normal, and I was just sitting on the couch and like had this throbbing pain in my hips, and I couldn't tell if it was coming from the front or the back. Total, the odds of me being able to conceive after this with the Zoladex is like, there's like a 35% chance. So
per try. That's what I'm telling myself.
okay. Per try. You're just gonna have to try a lot.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I like where this is going. I like where your head's at. Over the next 5 months, what's gonna happen for me is pretty much what we just did for the last 10 days, is just go through the chemo, try to keep as normal life as possible. You're sick and it sucks, but you just keep moving forward, just one day at a time. And I think that that's what separates the men from the boys in this whole experience, is that I can totally see how a cancer patient would just shut down and just be like, nope, I don't want the treatment, I can't do this, and whatever. I can see where, like, if you did not have a support system and you were not mentally strong and mentally prepared to be strong through the whole thing, it would just seem impossible.
Going into the snow. All this white stuff. That is the smallest.
All the way, bring it. All the way, bring it closer. Whoa, over the head. That's a new one.
Canada, are you having so much fun? Huh? Are you having so much fun? Yeah.
I can't get my gloves to work on my front camera. Today is chemo number 2, but before we get to that, I wanted to get a good trail run in. It's freezing, it's like 34 degrees, but this sunrise is gorgeous. So, y'all want to see my new party trick? I'm sorry, that's dark. Let's start over. Okay, so my first chemo treatment was 2 weeks ago, and I just had my second one yesterday. And the differences so far, with my first dose, I got a little behind the curve on taking my anti-nausea medication. Didn't really have my nutrition dialed in, so like from day 0, like the day of chemo, I was already kind of in bad shape. I pushed through and I worked a full day that Thursday and Friday following, but just kind of felt crummy. So the difference this time is they took me off of the olanzapine medication, which actually threw my liver enzyme numbers like into the 500s, and the normal range is like 0 to 55, 0 to 40 or something. And so they had to do like this whole hepatitis. They totally panicked, thought I might have hepatitis that's been like flying under the wire or something. Luckily, all of that came back negative, and they think I just had an adverse reaction to the olanzapine last time. So I'm not taking that this time, and that alone is already helping me feel much better. I also woke up this morning and had a calorie-dense protein shake because I don't really have an appetite right now, and had just like berries, protein, Greek yogurt in a shake with almond milk, and also have, these dogs only walk through here when I'm trying to do this. Also had this like green mix. You just mix it with water, and it's like a whole day allowance of your greens that you need. So I felt great. I went on a mile walk with the dogs this morning with Blaine, and felt pretty good. And then I talked to my dietitian just to make sure that that green mix is appropriate and that I'm allowed to take it, because literally everything that I put into my body, I have to run by my oncologist and the dietitian. And turns out I'm not allowed to have that. And what it all boils down to is I can't have anything that is a natural antioxidant. I can't supplement. I can't have I can basically eat whole foods, but I can't have too much of the good stuff because it actually it interferes with the effectiveness of the chemo. So the general messaging that I'm getting is that I just have to allow myself to be sick and feel sick, because if I feel sick, that means that the chemo is doing its job on the bad cells, just like it's doing its job on the good ones. And that is the harsh reality of going through cancer treatment, I guess. So that's where we're at right now. That really bummed me out today, and I kind of had a meltdown about that, and I have my own opinions that I will keep to myself on that. It just sucks because I know what my body needs, and it seems so counterintuitive that I can't give it what I know that it needs so that the chemo poison can do what it's gotta do. So we will just ride the wave and accept the things that we can't change, I guess, and we'll get through it. But I do feel a lot better today than I did day one post chemo last treatment. So I'll update you guys some more when I have more to update you on. Okay.
Hi, baby. My love. Thank you for the kisses. I think we should shave my head today. It's all fallen out. I like barely touch it. And I don't know if you can see that, but
Even the fuzz on my face is coming out.
Now that's the bonus point. You know, no more waxing.
Dermaplane here.
No more shaving.
I knew, like, when I got in the shower last night, I debated about even washing my hair, but I was like, I'm gonna wash my hair and condition it and thank it one more time for hanging on as long as it has.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to sleep, and tomorrow we will shave it off. It's traumatic because you don't want to do it again. Like, I know that I have to do this again in 2 weeks. How do you get yourself to walk through the doors of that place and feel positive when this is how you feel for 5 days? I kept telling myself on Friday that I just have to get through like the next 24 hours like this. Like, it's only going to be 24 hours. We can do anything in the valley for 24 hours. And like on yesterday, I know Blaine was frustrated because I work during the week, and like he's like, I wish that they would just put your chemo on Mondays. And I'm like, but then I can't work. So I'd have my weekend, but then I can't work. And like, that's what you have to choose between. It's so shitty that it's like by design, we have to set it up so that the only free time that I have to feel like I did yesterday. And I know that that pains him to watch, and it sucks for me to set us up like that too, because I want to have a good weekend. Like, last weekend was great. We felt awesome. We went up to the snow, and I was still tired.
For next weekend.
That's just it. It's like you have to plan your only fun times like every 2 weeks. And then what happens when I start my next round, like when I get over this like session or whatever it's called of chemo, then I start the Taxol and the carboplatin, and that's every 3 weeks. Excuse me, I'm very burpy. It's like every week, once a week for 3 weeks, and then a week off, and then 3 weeks on, 1 week off. At least that's what they're anticipating. So I don't know what that's gonna look like. Like, that's gonna suck if I just, every time I start to feel better, then I get knocked back down again, and it's a long time for 15 weeks. I mean, I'm gonna do it. It's just, I'm going to do it. It's just, that's the part that is traumatic, I think, is just knowing what you're walking into each time and trying to do it.
Okay, we're gonna try it. Up this way.
Oh wait. This is the worst cave.
It's
The last hairy head scratches. It's definitely cool. Shouldn't have said you were gonna bench me. I'm an athlete, Bryn. Bench it.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Are you having fun?
Yeah. You're like a rock star.
Yeah.
It's sloppy right now because I know I'm going shorter. So. Ready? This is usually when they ask me if I want it rounded or square in the back.
I've been this bald since I was born. I just started doing some pull-ups. Like G.I. Jane.
What's your stylist name? Liz?
Liz.
Sorry, Liz. It was great while it lasted.
You shit on me.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Hey everyone, Blaine here. Thought I'd jump on and give a little update from my perspective on the situation and where we're currently at in this journey. I guess I'll start off with some of the good stuff. I definitely want to thank everyone who's reached out to offer their love, their prayers, and their support. The outpouring has been absolutely amazing and humbling. Anyone who knows me personally knows that asking for help isn't one of my strong suits, either in my personal life or in my business. But right now we're doing okay. Financially, Brenna has good insurance through her employer. So that's kicked in and that's been a blessing. Thank you to everyone who contributed to her GoFundMe campaign. I didn't even know she was doing that, but you guys really came through with that. So that's gonna really help with the out-of-pocket expenses. So that's amazing. My workload really slowed down this past year, but some of that's starting to come back with my regular clients, as well as working on some fun new projects. So, you know, we've had friends and family and friends of family who have kindly brought over gift baskets and meals. And, you know, I'll tell you what, having an occasional meal prepared or delivered has been huge. Not because we can't afford it, but just the time and the energy that it gives back to us. Those are two things that are really in short supply right now over here, time and energy. So it's been nice a couple of times a week just to sit back and relax and check in with each other and be present rather than always to have to stress about getting to the grocery store or fixing a meal. The other piece to this that I'm gonna call good news is that we've kind of settled into a routine, or at least we've kind of come to know what to expect from chemo. So right now it's usually days 2 and 3 after her treatments that she's starting to feel pretty sick and beat up. It is hard for me to see her that way. I don't usually know what to say or what to do, other than just to be around if she needs help or needs me to do anything around the house. She told me the other day that she felt like Loki in the Incredible Hulk movie.
And I will not be bullied by that.
So I feel bad, but at least I know she hasn't totally lost her sense of humor yet, so that's good. As for how this has been going for me, well, I'm not the one going through treatment, so I won't say it's been hard, but it certainly hasn't been easy either. For someone as special as Brenna, it was a no-brainer from the beginning that I was gonna be here for her through this. So that was never a question, but some of the difficult conversations have been around things like how this might affect her ability to have kids afterwards, which is something we both definitely want and we're looking forward to. And then there's the other little fact that not a lot of people know or tell you about, that they want you to wait for 2 years after the end of chemo and radiation before you even begin trying. You know, when I first met Brenna, I was thinking I was smart for dating a young spring chicken and buying myself some time on the whole kid thing, but now I'm starting to look at a calendar going, I'm gonna be a little bit older than I expected by the time this is all said and done. So that's a little disheartening. The other part of this that's been hard for me has been the back and forth that we've had around diet, nutrition, and exercise. To her credit though, she's been trying to go for little walks and hikes when she feels up for it, and her appetite has been pretty normal so far, except on the days right after chemo. She's usually a little hesitant and sometimes she wants comfort food. But again, I know that with everything her body is fighting and trying to flush out, and with her drastically decreased activity levels, what she's actually eating is tremendously important. So I'm trying to kind of beat that into her, but I could do a better job of setting an example, honestly, and being a better role model. Especially when you guys keep sending cookies to the house. We appreciate it, but let's be honest, I'm eating most of the cookies. And let's also be honest, Brenna's never really had a dying love for kale or quinoa, even before cancer, so there's that. And well, yes, of course, I loved her beautiful, long, healthy hair. It pales in comparison to all the other reasons that I find her beautiful and sexy. But I think it's obvious to all of us that she has a lot more going for her than just her hair. Anyway, we're about to take off over to our friend Ken and Carrie's house for another backyard fire, taking our dinner over there. So thank you guys for watching, sticking with us through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I promise to keep the video updates coming. If I was a person who's never gone through chemo before, how much plastic are you supposed to put over your port?
I still have too much. She made fun of me last time because I put like a whole sheet across and like taped it to my collarbone. But just so you know, because you're putting ointment on the site, when you put plastic over it, it holds it in place all by itself. The more you know. We are on our way to the U of A Cancer Center for day 2.
What are we listening to? Why is there accordion?
Taco Boy.